What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is Zach Novak and this is Zach Novak Plays Games. In today's video, as you can probably tell, I actually have a different microphone. Things in the last few days have kind of changed. My last microphone actually was having a few problems, so I had to change things up, get this new thing. It's actually alright, not too bad. An XLR mic finally stepping things up. But in today's video, this week at Bungie, they did actually announce at the Paris Gamescoms this week. It actually was pretty freaking awesome. The Curse of Osiris. Finally, we actually got a reveal trailer as to something we've heard so much about for such a long time. Actually, not really, they kind of just, sprung the whole thing on us, and we got to see a hell of a lot. I did an actual rundown video that actually is probably linked in the end of this video. It might be in the description. Go ahead and check either the description or the end of this video, see which one it is. Check that video out. It is a bunch of information that actually break down pretty much everything that I was actually able to kind of pick up. Anyway, roll the intros, let's get into this video, and I hope you enjoy. Now Bungie states, "We know you have a lot of questions about what you saw. Osiris has that effect on even his most devout followers. We have answers coming soon." They do actually state that during the November's TwitchCon, there will be 3 Bungie live streams. So that in itself is pretty freaking cool. They do state that they will go in and actually unpack more of what we'll find in Expansion 1. The first of the 3 is New Stories to Tell, where they actually break down the places we'll go, the characters we'll meet, and the enemies we'll actually get to fight. This live stream will be on Wednesday, November 15th at 11 AM Pacific. The second stream will be New Ways to Play, where they give us a preview of some of the new activities that we and our fire teams can look forward to. This live stream will be on Tuesday, November 21st at 11 AM. Just a side note, that's also my birthday. And the final stream, New Gear to Earn, where they'll give us a glimpse at the new gear we can earn with the inventories and be able to see it in live action on a brand new Crucible map. This final live stream is Wednesday, November 29th at 11 AM. Many of the members of the Bungie development team will actually be in the hot seats, so we can get a tease of what they're working on while we actually look at what they're playing. They do hope that we'll join in with them and be a part of the new moment and also sound off in the chat. But moving aside from the Curse of Osiris, speaking of things that are a little bit closer, they say choosing sides. We're about to be called back again to declare our loyalty during another week of faction rallies. If you are a new player or as someone that has actually missed the first event, this will be an opportunity for you to define your character, join a movement, and earn some seriously awesome gear. From November 7th until November 13th, follow the call to action from your chosen leader to earn reward packages full of armor, weapons, and more. Your efforts in-game will determine which faction is crowned the winner and given the right to sell their weapon as an additional reward. If you've been living under a rock or you've just gotten into Destiny 2, then last time Dead Orbit actually won the entire faction week, which I do have to state was, great. It was amazing. This time around, will they be able to defend their title and actually create a dynasty that in itself will last forever? You be the judge and the participant when we actually join Faction Week coming up. They continue, if you actually read patch 1.0.6 this morning, then you have noticed there are a few changes they made since the last event. If you did miss the patch notes, here is a quick breakdown. Patch 1.0.6. Generally, they fixed collision detection on the bureaucratic walk emote. They fixed an issue causing players to encounter empty public spaces too often in free roam. And they fixed an issue causing players to be kicked to orbit. With the faction rallies, they changed strikes. Now faction tokens actually drop from a range of 5 to 9, whereas the tokens per completion before was 3 to 7. The Nightfall now rewards 10 to 18 faction tokens on first completion per character. Completing heroic public events now reward 5 faction tokens, which they decreased from 9. Completing heroic public events now reward 5 faction tokens, reduced from 8. I don't like that. Destroying enemy resources no longer reward faction tokens, which I don't really even know why there'd be enemy resources if we don't get tokens. I know it does kind of help us going through the actual, whole thing of clearing a lost sector quicker by using explosives. Yeah, I'd rather just go through and actually get the faction tokens regularly. But elaborating on that, they do state that opening lost sector chests now reward 3 faction tokens for each fire member, which I do have to state, that's kind of cool, because I mean, at least we can still farm lost sectors and get faction tokens. It works. With the Crucible, they updated the Mercy rule setting to allow Mercy to actually activate slightly later in a match, allowing a wider range of scores to trigger it. In Clash, it's been reduced from 75 to 50, in Control, it's been reduced from 100 to 90, and the reduced influence that the enemy controlled zones exert over the spawning system. In Survival, they reduced the time limit from 3 minutes down to 2 minutes, and they reduced the life count from 8 down to 6. In Supremacy, they increased the score to win from 50 to 70. You are also now granted 1 point for defeating an enemy guardian, and they adjusted the influence enemy crests have on the spawning system. So, less items in one area mean less spawning points. They changed it. Cool. And with the companion app on Android, they improved the performance across the app and particularly on the gear and progress sections. They improved the screen state preservation after rotation and added the ability to look up clans by name, exact matches only though. Added suggested clans to the browse clan section. Both this was on the Android and the iOS. And quick note, there was another patch 1.0.6.1, which is for the PC. They ended up fixing an issue where the clan rosters weren't actually showing up, and they also fixed an issue causing gradial performance degradation over time. Back at this week at Bungie, senior designer Tim Williams actually elaborates on the changes that is actually coming with the faction rally. They do state that strikes should feel more worthy of the time you invest in them. They noticed that players felt lost sectors were more useful, but disliked the fact they couldn't actually be enjoyed with a fire team. So, they ended up moving the faction tokens from the destructible items to the chests at the end of the activity. The destructibles will still be available and featured as a daily milestone, and are still available to help your fire team clear out the lost sector. So, that's still a thing. Although Bungie does state that they are very excited to see which faction the players do actually help win the faction rally this time. They'll be watching and looking to improve the faction rally over time, so please keep the feedback coming. In addition to the changes Tim talked about, they did state that they actually added some new weapons for us to obtain from our faction of choice. Here's a little look at what we can actually expect from these packages this time around. First off, with New Monarchy, which I do have to state looks pretty freaking cool. Next up, we have Future War Cult, which these weapons look, yeah, fairly decent. And finally, we also have Dead Orbit, which I honestly have to say, Dead Orbit's weapons, yeah, not really too appealing, but that SMG looks really, really nice. But this sword from New Monarchy also looks really nice in itself as well. This is the weapon that you can buy from New Monarchy if they win. Yeah, keep that in mind. Also, if you're a Voop god like myself and you love fusion rifles, then definitely the Future War Cult fusion rifle for the actual winning faction looks amazing. Or if you just, you know, really love Dead Orbit, then this is kind of all you get. A grenade launcher. Like, why? No one even likes grenade launchers. Still, it does look pretty cool with the Dead Orbit logo on it. Yeah, I don't know. Probably Future War Cult is my choice because of the Voop. But my Warlock is still going to be Dead Orbit just because my Warlock's always Dead Orbit. Yeah. Keep in mind, depending on who actually emerges the victor, you'll be able to claim one of these rewards during the week that follows the rituals. If you pledge loyalty to the winner, you can pick it up for 1,000 Glimmer, but for everyone else that didn't, it's going to be 50,000 Glimmer. That's pretty much the price of disloyalty in the tower. Kinda sucks, but still, it's not really too hard to get 50,000 Glimmer. At most times anyway. And also, while editing this video, I did actually realize they did state the Trials of the Nine is actually set to return this Friday, which is tomorrow. So yeah, probably soon after you've seen this video, it'll be actually live. But anyway, that is this week at Bungie. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, a positive like down below will be very much appreciated. Share this video around to help other people that don't actually know any of the information that's coming to Destiny 2, or for people that might have missed actual Bungie's, you know, notes. Anyway, this has been Zach Novak. Do all that good stuff down below, and I'll be cheering like Kieran if he was Ed Sheeran. But until next time, this is Zach Novak, signing off. Peace out.